fun. So it is about 6:30 right now. Saturday, September 16th maybe. I'm out here behind my place tonight, trying to get me a doe with my recurve. Mainly I'm just wanting a little bit of meat for the freezer tonight, so I'm hoping something will come by. I'm set up right now along a little transition trail. They come into my place over here right around my food plot I have out, which is just clover. This year I didn't really do much with it. They like to eat a little bit of acorns up here, and then they'll transition to my brother's field behind me. They like something in it. It's just a hay field, but they like picking around something in it. But they walk through this path, and I'm set up about 15 yards off of it right now. I've just got my Millennium seat hung on a couple trees. Nothing fancy at all. I'm gonna sit here and hopefully one walks by. I know the deer have been coming in pretty consistently in the evenings. I got a camera over here, so hoping one walks by. I'm not gonna take any crazy shots or anything like that. I've been practicing with this thing out to 20 and I feel pretty confident, but 15 yards is better. Trying to get my first deer with it. We're just gonna sit here and hopefully something shows up. Something walks in 12, 15 yards for me. Well, I'm gonna guess that's pretty much the end of my hunt tonight. I had a pretty good little sit. I had a couple fawns come out, and then I had 3 grown does in front of me, but they never really came close enough for a shot anyway. But I don't know which one was the mama to those 2 fawns. I kind of screwed up a little bit. One of them came up on this hill, and I thought she went on over, because there was one over there by the fawns, and there was one coming. So I kind of raised my bow up a little bit just to be ready, and this doe up here hadn't topped the hill yet, and she saw me, so they kind of blew, went back down the woods. They ended up walking by about, 20, 25 yards down here, but it was like, say, the 2 does and the 3 does and 2 fawns all came walking out together. So I'd like to have just a lone doe come in, kinda, just so I know I'm not taking out a mama. Neighbors are watching some videos or something. anyway, but I'm sure it's not hurting the deer. A good little fun sit anyway. Got another 20 minutes, 30 minutes till dark. I might sit here for a little bit longer, but we're actually going up to Ohio tomorrow morning. Me, Kevin, and Tyler, we're leaving out about 5 a.m. The hunting season there comes in like the last week, like the 30th of September or something. Archery does, but we're thinking about doing an out-of-state trip this year, or just a hunting trip in general. We didn't get to go to Colorado this year, so thinking about doing something like that. We're just gonna go up there, leave out, like say 5 a.m. early in the morning. I think we'll get up there 8 or 9 o'clock. Just hike around and look at the place for a few hours and just see if we think it's worth buying a tag and coming back later on in the year. It's gonna be still pretty thick, pretty nasty stuff, but we ought to be at least see if there's deer sign enough to want to come hunt it. Hopefully we'll video a little bit of that. Might make a little scrub episode for you guys this Monday. It's not gonna be much, but be something. Anyway. Alright, so it's September 16th. We're in Ohio this morning.
It's the 17th.
Alright. It's September 17th. It's Sunday. And me, Kevin, and Tyler are up here in Ohio. We're on our way to a piece of public ground that we're going to go up here today and just scout. Deer season hasn't opened up here yet, but we're hoping to maybe take an out-of-state trip this fall. So before we go ahead and buy a tag and stuff, we just picked a couple spots out. We're going to come up here and kind of look at them, see if we can see any deer sign. If it looks good, we might leave a camera. I think Kevin bought a little satellite or a cell camera for just checking on it while we're at home or whatever, see if there's any deer around. But if it's too rough or we don't like the way it looks, we'll just pick somewhere else. But hopefully the areas we picked out will pan out. We'll try to video a little bit of it. We're about 21 minutes, probably about 30 minutes away from getting out of the truck. Tyler's already spotted the first deer. That's on probably someone's property, so but anyway, yep. So hopefully this pans out and we can come back up here later this fall and everyone else can get a buck. Alright, so we just got to our first stop here. We'll pull over on the side of the road. Pretty much all around us is public land, and it looks pretty thick right off, but we're all just changing our boots and stuff, and we're going to try a couple places I've marked or up in that, so we're hoping it clears out a little bit as we get away from this road. Alright guys, so we've been walking around now for like probably 45 minutes to an hour. We've come about 1.5 miles in. We finally found us a pretty good little spot with some acorns and deer beds and shit and trails, and Kevin just found our first shooter. Obviously it's been there for I'd say at least 2 years, but I'd say it's a pretty good sign. But Tyler's trying to talk. He said he thinks there's a bed. We did find one bed. Looks like there's one over there. Might look around just for a second, see if we can find this other shed, even though it's old as heck. But hell, that's 2 years old. I'd say by now that might be a shooter by now. He's got a little drop time, but I'd say that's a success for right now. So we found a good tree to set up a trail camera on. Kevin bought a cell camera just to leave up here, a cheap one. We're gonna try to stick it out here. We found a pretty, I don't know if you can see it or not, but we found a pretty good little trail. So we're going to try it. We've been around here now for about 2 hours and we're liking what we're seeing in this little area. We're going to stick this out and then we're going to kind of book it around to another spot to see if we can find a few backup options. But based on what I've seen, and like I said, we saw that shed antler over there. We just left it, it was all ate up and stuff. But we found that over there. Found several trails through here. I think it's worth coming back up here and hunting for sure. Just maybe have a couple extra options so that we don't come up here and someone be in them. But anyway, we're gonna see if we can't stick this trail or this camera up in this tree.
Good.
And the limb breaks. I don't think so. Oh man, that is perfect probably to catch a deer in it. We hope. Like I say, it looks like a path to bedding. But something's definitely using it. Maybe it's a person, maybe we just give away a camera. But we're gonna try it. Can't be scared. We've pretty much seen all we need to see for just walking around for 3 or 4 hours. This place, everywhere we've gone that I marked, it was some kind of little pinch point or a saddle has deer sign. So we've got 3 or 4 places marked up good. Kevin's got a camera out here too. I think it's worth coming back and hunting here in a few weeks whenever it opens, or maybe towards the end of October. We did come across that one cell camera, so there's been people in here, but that's the only sign of people we've seen, and at the same time that's probably a good sign. That tells us that this place might be worth hunting, which the sign tells us that anyway. You know, we found a shed, there's bucks in here. We saw like 1 or 2 old rubs is the only thing, but we did find some old scrapes, and it looks like almost like a fresh scrape. So we're going to be back, but we've got probably about a 30-minute to an hour walk out of here, and about a 3-hour drive home. So we'll put us home about 4 or 5 o'clock, which isn't too bad on a Sunday. Get up and go to work tomorrow, but I'd say you can look for a video later on in the year. We'll be coming back. Hopefully get some pictures tonight or this week of some deer on Kevin's camera. Keep hearing all kinds of stuff thinking there's deer up here. Anyway, we're heading out. Back at the truck. It's about 12:45 or something. We're gonna have us a little bite to eat. Got some pulled pork and cheese and stuff. Have us a little bite to eat and head on home. Hopefully we're doing this again in about a month maybe. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode.